But the fact that you're back on LAN, right? This is only Dog's third LAN ever, so you've got to keep that in mind. And he's not flustered by the cameras and the people waving in your face and the players that should be screaming on the other side, but have yet to do so. It's going to be fast towards Dark for Donk, as only one man sits on that B bomb site. It's Ema. A bit of aggression from NaVi come through A, but Spirit are very spread right now. They're far from committed.
Oh, clean opener from JL. He was the guy laying down the pain for NaVi on that last map. He starts this one off nicely, claiming a 5v4 on that pick in mid. He even goes back in for more. Double dipping is JL. Always risky business. Team Spirit, in the meantime, have gotten out in towards B. There's only Ema here in a kind of retake setup, watching it back at the cave. He's going to get smoked off, so won't be able to play into this till that bomb goes down. NaVi will just look to group here, 5v4. They pull everyone over. And now they look to begin the retake. One flash on Alexi, smoke as well. That can either be used for the bomb or to lock off one of these angles. More likely the former. Flash comes out, Donk swings and falls. Zontix now from down in dark tries to thin the herd, tries to make life a little easier for Shiro. 1v3 with a P250. He would have to do it again, just like how he started Ancient, and this time he's locked out of it. It's JL with a commanding pistol round, 4 kills strong to find that first for NaVi.
Yeah, first blood in middle, and then the reroute back into B with a P250. Very nice work for JL. He was the kind of only guy that was shooting for NaVi in that previous map, right? It took way too long for Ema to get activated, and didn't really get many orbs for Wonderful either with that T side.
Yeah, 2 nice one-taps there. Perhaps for Spirit, a little bit more aggression, trying to take some extra control, maybe peek Temple, something along those lines, but they play it a bit more passive. NaVi hits the shots. And another force buy here from Team Spirit, trying to equalize immediately.
Yeah, Galil's on 4, but already Util gone. Just 3 smokes remain. So it's going to come down to NaVi giving them the fights. Can Spirit hunt them down?
The Zonk duo being left to work through A main. Bit tucked in the corner here. JL close by, ready to assist should he need to. He's tucked in behind the fountain. Bit takes contact, dropped out, and that's a double opener from this dastardly duo that Spirit have in their back pocket. A site cracked wide open, and Spirit also win the fight out towards B. They're in a position where they could assault either side, but this leaves them spread thin, and Wonderful takes advantage of that. 2 kills from the heavens as Spirit tried looping back over the way. They lose control of the site.
It's still fine. They just need to group and go together, right? The fear is that both players are here, but they heard Alexi recently smoke B, so there's still good timing for Spirit, and NaVi have actually gambled wrong. They move both players back to that B-bomb site with Spirit going cold, and that will be the round. The force buy picked up by Spirit. They're yet to realize, but we know. A little bit awkward for Zontix and Donk. Zontix who's trying to climb back up on Fountain and pull back after they get that double entry on A, but probably weren't expecting the heaven swing from a third player nearby. Either way, it's not going to cost Spirit much. They peak in tandem.
The problem is also JL sort of and A main at the same time to bait for Bit. That was always going to be difficult. And he also had no utility because of the M4, so and he spent it early. He doesn't have to be super close if he maybe has a flash to help him, something along those lines, but yeah, just good entries.
If this is gonna be our little A main taking duo for Spirit, I'm very excited to see Bit on the T side, because he is extremely lethal when he's left solo A on the T half and just walking into main and finding those entries. He has nice utility combos, you know, the deep smoke molly that you often see, and it's just a very good aim duel area A main. So Bit will certainly be doing that in second half. For now, NaVi playing with the economy against them as Spirit find their force buy.
3-strong lean over towards B early. In the mid-round, might look to make some aggressive moves, try to get the info here. It's a lot of early resources dedicated to this side of the map. Instead, they're just going to peel Wonderful back. Waited to see if any sort of faster play from Spirit came through, and when it doesn't, they dismantle the 3B lean. Late nade onto the T-stairs is nice. Shiro was not expecting that.
They know how slow Spirit are probably going to play on these defaults, and that is a very common position, very nadeable. So nice move from NaVi. Spirit still not making it clear where they're going, but this A main take is coming in again, and a trade for Wonderful. The FAMAS can't live to tell the tale. Donk gets that 4-on-3, and they can peel back to B where only Alexi sits.
Well, this isn't going to be easy for Alexi B. I don't want to have to say it, but he's in a bit of a rough spot here. 1 versus 4 as they're moving into his bomb site. Deals with the first, but is insta-traded from the Donk. And so the save call made for NaVi. And we're ready for the A play. If it ended up going B, you were just hoping Alexi had time of his life there. When that doesn't happen, Spirit will at least stick the landing versus this 4-spy. 2 FAMASes saved out of the round. But I don't know if that's enough to get NaVi interested in putting too much into this follow-up.
Yeah, it's tough for NaVi. You know, good patience from Spirit, and then they win the duels in A main. From that point on, you know, NaVi has to risk something, and Ima slides over to A, leaving Alexi all on his own. Not much he can do in that situation.
Terrorists win. Where can NaVi go with this? Put their rifles together in A main isn't a bad bet. You feel like guaranteed fights are coming there eventually. They're definitely going to need to figure this out. Spirit will keep exploiting it if they can keep getting favorable trades. They don't even need to commit if NaVi are going to give them those fountain fights. Lots of smokes board on this eco. NaVi still have some faith that they can drag it out with the rifles. Don gonna head very quick towards A main yet again, just defaulting.
Oh, Ima, hello. Fast run out through dark, and he's taken a lot of space. Ooh. He's gonna phase through the smoke. It's being held by Shiro.
Unlucky.
So that's one of the guns lost. Ima trying to make a play, trying to be that spark that ignites this round for NaVi. But it ends up being a dud.
I respect it.
I've seen this movie.
Yeah. 1v4 at the B site.
Part 2.
He's getting wrapped upon, and he will falter.
Just very basic for Spirit right now, but it's working wonders. It obviously helps a lot that NaVi, since round 2, or the loss of round 2, haven't had the economy, so Spirit know they can just outgun, and they're just splitting B very easily again. Shiro holding on to spawn, ensuring that this is a clean round, and if NaVi show this FAMAS, they'll fight it.
It's been a similar situation as it was on Ancient, right? Where Spirit gets a good start early, gets control of the economy, calls from ahead, right? And then they're dictating the pace, and that makes it very difficult for NaVi to play. I mean, it makes it very difficult for any team.
I do wonder what will happen when Spirit eventually start on the back foot, right? Because it is inevitable. They can't win forever. Let's temper our expectations, right? I know we love this team right now, but they will lose eventually. And I will say, in that Mongols game, the second map of Ancient, they looked beatable. They were tilted. They talked about it in the interview afterwards. It went to overtime. They lost some silly T-sided rounds there after a dominant first half, and you could see it getting to this team. So by no means unbeatable, just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's bound to happen, and just in a way, just trying to play from behind on the T side. It's completely different. Yeah. The things you can call, you know, how your players feel. We've all been there, right? The confidence you have being up and knowing that even if you lose the round, you can buy again with all the nades. There's less pressure. The arm, the hand is a little bit more loose. Harry, at least for you.
Got a loose hand, Harry, or a firm grip?
Loose.
Your mouse.
Always loose, mate.
Calm.
Just feels better
Okay.
on the mouse. Here we are, NaVi. With their rifles out.
Oh.
And that's not the start.
How's that? It's not only a wallbang, it's also a headshot. How's it either of those things?
CS2, man.
Yeah, that is a wild way for this to open. JL just trying to get the info, man. Just a little jump check in middle, and that's all Shiro needs. The first rifle round is off to a rough start for NaVi. Moves have got to be made, and they're trying to make them now. Aggressing up through main. One man there, but it's going to be over in middle where they look to stake their claim, actually. They group up here, flashing Bit out into mid. Gonna look to re-clear this, make sure that Spirit haven't taken this real estate after that pick.
But again, the patience from Spirit, right? Like, they're just waiting for NaVi to make these moves. They're gathering information, plenty of time left. Now they can retake mid, see if Bit can do something here.
Ooh, on the swing, just decapitated Chopper, swinging it round, deals with him. And so now they go into this double stack. Sure, if they commit to the A play, they will be going into the more stacked of the two. But options are still open as Spirit. They throw this in as a bit of a fake. They're going to go back and rejoin Magic's over at this B site. And with Ema getting smoked off, that spam really does just signal the end of the round. Even a kill from Shiro over in middle on that AWP, on a player just taking a peek out from camera. And NaVi don't know what just hit them. They get pushed, they get pulled all around the map. And with the openers coming up in favor of Spirit every step of the way, NaVi are playing from the back foot in more ways than one.
It's obviously the freedom that you have being in that advantage 5v4, 5v3. They have, Spirit have a player at B and a player at A, but when Spirit set up to take mid and split that A site, Magic sees Ima rotate, so he just calls, guys, come back. Like, pull out, drop, Dark, let's go back to B, and it's completely empty. Spirit are afforded the ability to rotate out. Some nice exit kills here for Ima, but it's still a very strong start to this map for Team Spirit on the T side of Anubis. 4-1 up. I'm loving the calling.
You know, it's a little wild that Shiro's a part of the hunt at the end, right? Passing that AWP along, and now Wonderful's got it heading into this next round.
Okay, dude. Yeah, please slow that down.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's the only face you can pull, right?
Oh, dear.
It's more or less textbook from Spirit when it comes to playing a man advantage situation, right? You have players on the sides ready to punish any reactions, get information. The only bad thing is the fact that they did give the AWP away. So Wonderful maybe going to be able to make something happen here, but the way Spirit is playing, I mean, they've just been shutting down NaVi on Spirit's T side completely.
Donk setting up a nade for the break. They're going to pop through this smoke into the Molotov. Just like that, Dark becomes Spirit. A good follow-up grenade. NaVi flashed their way in, though. Oh, that could have gone a lot better. There's still a chance, but coming through the B-long smoke, Alexi fires back. He's got something to say. Finally, with teammates on this B-bomb side, the captain can put up a double. He upgrades. 2-on-3 and Team Spirit bail.
These footsteps are heard by Alexi down in Dark, but Spirit don't have the time to go slow and cut off the info, right? They're trying to rejoin this bomb up with Shiro. So NaVi going to go and grab these guns down towards the connector, and now they can even look to catch players crossing. Shiro is not on this angle, so as Chopper crosses, if he gets stuck in that fight, would have got very awkward.
Oh, go. Repeat again, Shiro says. But he actually just moves. That timing couldn't be worse. All of NaVi coming in on a big flank. You're not going to expect 3 players. And if anything, there's incentive for NaVi to bait their teammates here, just so Spirit think they've killed the flank, when in fact there's even more. Will they take space in this post plant? Scared about Heaven more than anything, but a loud flank for NaVi. 2 already spotted, they're coming in.
Yeah, and they see the util now as well. They know that there's another man here. Shiro, 1v1, and he knows that Alexi's coming main. Someone was throwing those flashes, and it's Alexi eliminated. Shiro adds another clutch to the tally. This AWP just keeps racking them up. Team Spirit, 5-1 lead.
Yeah.
And they're able to regain control versus a low buy round around the saved AWP that was getting out of hand very quickly.
NaVi may feel like, you know, because we're making noise, Spirit know we're all here, but if Alexi's not throwing that util that was ultimately, you know, inconsequential on the retake, NaVi would have had a far better chance of winning that round. Spirit were very scared of that heaven rotate, but regardless, 5-1.
Absolutely, and it seems no matter what NaVi does, they just can't win a round. I mean, they had 4 players on B, they get the kills, right? 3v2 situation in the end, and yeah, they could have slow played it, you know, maybe even send 1 or 2 guys, like you said, sort of. I don't think Spirit would have expected the 3rd player there and bait for him to try and win the round in the end, but Chopper and Shiro recover yet again. This was a timeout from Spirit, who have a lot of money, but Halley wanted to get a couple of words in.
Just got to keep it composed right now, because Spirit, no shaky signs yet. No reason to stop believing. Got the AWP in A main now, and this is a nice change. Set up with Bit in the corner. Here's that A main take utility. It's not going to change much, though. Bit still playing anti. Zontic's on his own. Should be a dead man here.
Yeah, he's got to hit that one. And yeah, wonderful will.
Do they just pop into B now, knowing where the AWP is? Oh, no one fires off that flash. Spirit are ready to go.
Chopper smoked off, but that opener, that is wild. Dog, oh, just lays waste to the B side.
Oh.
One-man army. I was going to say, if he can get the kill, Chopper can suddenly come through, Dark. But man, Chopper's not needed. Donk just deals with them both. Wonderful's holding the cross, but the bomb's been thrown over. He'll get you the 2 entries, and he'll plant the bomb as well.
Sick. Sickening. It's not meant to be this easy.
Dude, I think, you know, the part that just must really hurt for NaVi is they don't feel like they're doing lots wrong. It's just they're getting absolutely demolished by a very informed Team Spirit.
It's a 5v4. They've got eyes on B main, and Donk with no utility, with no help, just walks in and headshots 2 players. It's not supposed to be that easy.
Yes.
I feel like I play against a Donk every facing game. IQ, that's what happens. That's what happens to me. But yeah, just, I mean, incredible. Completely dismantles the defense on his own. I don't even think, you know, the B players had any utility left in terms of an incendiary or a smoke, something to buy time for help to come in, right? Because once Wonderful shows himself and gets the kill in A main, you know that the reaction might come on B. Alexis shoulder peeking.
Yeah,
you know,
right. Like
he's not looking for that fight, but
don't worry, Yanko. You know, Donk.
oh, dude, that's the face of someone like that. Yeah. That is the face.
That's my face.
Yeah. Like he's literally not even trying to fight the guy.
Don't worry, Yanko. Facing players are built different. When Donk was on our team, we got 4 rounds. So you know, I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
even
true.
he couldn't do this against, you know, random Eastern European players. But he can do it against NaVi. He's an on-lanner.
Oh, out towards Dark. The molly somewhat stifles the aggression, but not really. It's allowed Zontix to slip in there all the same. Still, Team Spirit don't want to get put in a box. Stay up and leave that after applying a great amount of pressure. They know they've done damage. They've used a lot of this B site's util and a cash-strapped round for NaVi. And so Spirit, they can feel how in control of it they are right now, this round and the game. They know they've whittled through basically everything NaVi have.
They're going to split this site again. Resmoke at B long, that's big. It's again up to Donk. Oh no, what a shame. He's going to have to run through this on his own. There's a lot of damage done through this smoke though, and forced out. Donk still finds that headshot. Nima's out of the picture. Backed up is Alexi, and NaVi must be considering save. It relies on Bit and the big flank for JL. They need to find some success on these flanks. Bit waiting out that smoke, soon to fade, and JL already saving. It's dead, it's done. He steps, he's gone.
Bro, I feel like Donkside just breaking the game right now.
He's 17, like last week. He's a week into 17. That's awkward. He's a week into being 17, and he is destroying right now. That's all you're going to get, NaVi. Exits. Have them.
I like this from NaVi, though, in a sense of, you know, it would reek of desperation if they tried to go for that retake. Still 7-1. They can rebuy here. And they have, it's their pick. They have faith in their T side, right? Obviously, if it ends 11-1, not much hope going into the second half. But hey, if it ends 8-4, you win the pistol. All of a sudden, 8-7, you're on T side of Anubis. Like, that's what Blade is saying during timeouts, or possibly how they're encouraging each other, right? It's looking pretty grim now, but we've seen them get some momentum on Ancient a little bit before. Sort of that one final round that they needed to win to break Spirit didn't go their way. And it looks bad from the outside, right? But when you're on the server, you have to keep that faith, right? You have to believe in victory. And it's tough. It's not necessarily even Donk. Okay, that one round, he kills Alexi jiggle peeking, but more than anything else, Team Spirit is playing great Counter-Strike on a macro level.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Donk. You can put any other player there who's just going to go in when you need to go in. He doesn't need to get those 2 kills for them to win the round.
Yeah.
If he just creates space and dies, the trade is going to be there, right? So,
yeah, no, I mean, that was even what, you know, we were kind of saying in the moment, was like, just kind of fighting the guys in the site was already enough to start drawing the attention away to allow the rest of that play to happen. No, I mean, you could just feel that, like, Chopper's having a whale of a time, man. He's loving it right now.
It feels like there's no weak player on this roster when there has every reason to be, you know? An older in-game leader, inexperienced academy players.
that's the thing also, you know, sure, they need some experience, but, you know, the fact that young players need, I don't know how much time to sort of get good or whatever, I don't really buy that too much. I think there's good and bad players, not necessarily young and old players. And you can tell that from, I mean, okay, Donk, let's say he's out of the world talent, but even Zontix, incredibly solid for such a young player in a sort of a tough role, right? Left to his own devices a lot of the time as an anchor.
Yeah, he's only 18.
Another B split.
Yeah, that smoke goes into block, and NaVi breathe a sigh of relief. Chopper tries his hand at lurking up through dark again, and this time is silenced now. That's all the util whittled through. With Zontix falling to this main push, this looks more like it for NaVi. 3 players left to get through. Magix, Shiro, and Donk lie in wait back at main. But for NaVi, this one isn't much of a guessing game. That push has allowed and freed up an extra player to rotate on in. Gonna need something special here, and what's got cooked up for us? Just the one. Magix gonna get the trade at least. 2 on 3.
Time.
But very little time. They're not going to be able to do this one. The clock will elude them. NaVi finally put another round up on the board.
Oh my God, at what cost though? A shame. It feels like they could have tried to swing that together, and you know, if you both get the kills, the plant is available, you win the round. NaVi play it very well to line up in CT spawn, layered peaks. There's probably no chance Spirit can actually jump across. They have to fight their way, but they don't even give it a go. The time decides, and still NaVi lose almost all their players at the end of the round. So just getting enough to buy one more, but they are on the edge of reset if Spirit can continue. Considering that's a 3-on-5, damn close.
And I think this is where the game, in its sense, is decided. If Spirit wins this round and, you know, there's not a massive save from NaVi, at that point it's probably 9-2. And even if NaVi wins this round, there's still buys there for Team Spirit, so they absolutely cannot afford to lose this round if you're NaVi. And that previous round was great, you know, taking main control and then blocking. That's what Alexi was missing in that round, like a smoke to block that reaction that we saw from Spirit, and it worked much better this time around with Wonderful finding a kill in dark. So they finally connect a good round on the side of NaVi.
You can see how Spirit immediately try to adjust to this, though, right? They've got Zontix being far more active over towards main. He's kind of denied any idea of a push over towards this side of the map for now. NaVi still could go back for it a little later. But Spirit still keep it low and slow, burning through this NaVi util.
We've seen this round. It gives Spirit both options. They can end A or B depending on what their lurkers find or what their mid presence finds. Right now, it's still stacked over on the B side, and Donk dies. It's more likely going to be camera to A. If Zontix dies, we're in trouble. But he takes two with him, and they can just run through the camera, eyes to the sky. Spirit can plant, and just when you think NaVi have put down the player that matters most, it doesn't. Spirit are in for another.
Magix, even though he was loud on the rotate, still holds this line and is just able to delay IEM. Zontix then comes back in with his third kill in the round. The real saving grace for Team Spirit here when they lose that prong over towards the B site. He stands and delivers on his own over at A. Wonderful. This ult save is not guaranteed, and they might even remove Alexi as well. You said a big save would be needed for NaVi if they were to lose this one. And they might never get the chance. It's just Alexi left. And Spirit are going for the throat. They're going for the jugular. They want to try and remove this gun. Alexi, they're right here, but they're going to bypass him.
It's whatever, it's whatever. You're saving one gun. It's not going to win you the round, given the way that Spirit are playing right now. And I don't just mean as individuals, but as a roster. I love that. Again, the options are just so open for Spirit with these defaults, with these really late mid takes. NaVi, they've tried playing aggressive mid. JL's been sniped. Bit's been cleared out at double doors. We're seeing Shiro screaming alongside Donk now. The energy is infectious.
That's something that you definitely have to notice with this squad, is it feels like the sort of energy that these youngsters have brought to the table is very much rubbed off down the line, right?
Yeah.
Like, you kind of, when you bring Shiro into this team, you're getting someone who's had a rough few years as far as it goes, or, at least a rough few months, you can say. And it feels like he's kind of embraced it. Magix has always felt like he's been a good vibe kind of guy, if I'm honest.
Him and Chopper are very chill, that gives plenty of room for some screamers on this team.
I think that was, though, a dream round from your T anchor, right? For Zontix, like putting pressure, and then when the CTs want to re-aggress, he just shuts it down completely. And I like the timeouts from Heli. It's, even though they're up a lot, being able to finish them off, so to speak, means a lot. Like these rounds, we see how fast they can get away from you with pistols, so...
Nothing left unsaid for Team Spirit here. The play-in was swift, and the group stage starts strong. Can they destroy NaVi? That's the question. These next few rounds will decide the answer.
I mean, it's really impressive in a sense of how few gaps there are in their game.
Yeah.
Like you're watching this game throughout and not really seeing, oh, if this guy only pushed here, there was only an opening there. It seems that they're ready for everything. They cover each other really well in round.
Oh, this is good. Through mid. Could get out of hand, but Shiro repels it. And so you needed him to deliver something like that. This round kind of hinges on him doing that. And he manages it. Bit with the dual Berettas, an immediate dink, but a trade from Donk. Well recovered. Alexi on the M4, swinging on out. The round's not done yet, 30 seconds, and Shiro is a long way away. He's wounded as well. Magix, who's had a bit of a free ride throughout this so far, hasn't been required to step up, now thrust into the limelight. Has some util coming in that's going to cut off the camera rotation, or at least that's the design, but straight through it for NaVi, and only damage done. Shiro, 10 seconds, low on HP. He can't go for this.
Yeah, I think the biggest incentive is not giving them the AWP, to be honest, this late in the half. Just keep it yourself. Of course, the bomb's still back at the bomb site, and they knew Alexi was close. Oh, nice shot on the way out. One gun saved at least, but you could tell from Magic's crosshair, even when he did damage to IEM, didn't get a kill, immediately flicked down to the smoke. He was expecting the rifle, he knew it was behind it, but he just couldn't find either of the kills. If he could take down IEM, maybe Shiro would attempt. So, yeah, two of the three rounds, NaVi won the pistol. The other two rounds that they win are rounds that are decided by the clock, but Spirit are very close to winning. 2v2s that they don't due to the time. So, bye-bye. Well, not quite. It's Donk dead, actually. That's a change.
I mean, NaVi will take anything at this point just to give themselves some room to breathe in the second half. We were saying 8-4 on a pistol. Different story.
They set up wonderful well there, or Ima rather, with a flash. It's a nice trade out for Alexi, making sure they're making moves, but eyes on the A site. That's where they need to be.
It had great impact in that last round, but this one, he's just kind of missed the timings, right? Just looks away from main right as they creep in, and so he's already low. Suddenly the emphasis is on JL to stand and deliver, and he just bows out of there. They're going to have to tee up for a retake here. They have the man advantage, so they've got that going their way at least. For Team Spirit, they can't just afford to dig themselves in here. They've got to take a bit of space, and they're looking to work that now over towards Heaven. Where this crumbles is if Shiro isn't able to withstand the fights through camera, or they lose the Heavens, and Chopper at least holds on, but no reaction on the camera player. Shiro's got to hold on to main. He's got to keep his eyes about him, and there's one kill. Looks up to the Heavens, but Alexi's played his hand, and they know he's coming in through main. There just isn't time for Alexi B. Surely hops on the bomb now, but Chopper is here to deny it, and so it's 9-3 for Spirit on the back of the captains. 3K to close the half.
Don't believe what you read, not all words are the same. Not everything you see, you can't trust anyway. All the thieves dressed as sheep tell you they know the way. So bite the hand that feeds you to the wolves as prey. Get out my face, try to stab me with a saving grace. Fool me once, never twice, now I got the knife. You try to cut off my conscience, bake me a cake full of nonsense. You eat it too and I got deja vu when your words are up, you got you nauseous. Your shit belongs in the driveway, no, 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 man, but you wish, babe. Took out the trust like I used to have rest, but all that's in the past, now I upgrade. Shit in the past like I used to have. Snap the C on the pictures, they flash on the page. Now they're pleading on the fifth and last mistake. But I know that dirty secrets the gamekeepers hold the keys to the gate. Only open for the pawns who sell their souls just to play. I don't keep up with the fake, we are not the same, so go take your license. Plastic and products left in a box with nothing to promise. Get out my face, try to stab me with a saving grace. Fool me once, never twice, now I got the knife. You try to cut off my conscience, bake me a cake full of nonsense. You eat it too and I got deja vu when your words are up, you got you nauseous. Your shit belongs in the driveway, no, 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 man, but you wish, babe. Took out the trash like I used to have rest, but all that's in the past, now I upgrade. Upgrade. Shit in the past like I used to upgrade. Upgrade. Shit in the past like I used to have.
This was supposed to be the toughest game that Spirit have had, not only so far, but perhaps on this side of the bracket. And right now, they're making their way through it without even breaking a sweat. 10 rounds for NaVi total across both these maps. As of right now, only 3 on the CT side of Anubis. As they move on to the T side, you're left wondering just how much more hope is there for NaVi. Will Spirit run away with this convincingly?
They're looking pristine right now. You know, I think we could guess that their ceiling was going to be high, but I'm impressed by how high their floor is already.
The aggression spotted by IEM. And Spirit pulled back. They got 3 in mid right now. Looking to make a move in the mid round, perhaps go for a flank. NaVi will be coming back to them. So the fact that Spirit even keep this setup for this long is maddening. But as I say that, they peel away and NaVi move into the void. This is great timing for NaVi. It's going to be down to Donk, though, on a temporal rotate. Think he's up for it?
Let's see. I mean, he's certainly more than willing to throw himself into the fight here.
Fake
leisurely from NaVi. IEM trying to sell a bit of a B fake with temple smoke, support,
a lot of movement.
Yeah, panic.
Spirit really react to that, and there's no push on the back of it. Shiro gonna rotate. I didn't imagine he would up and leave completely. This is crazy.
They're realizing, surely, they're realizing there's not a single, there's just one smoke, that's it.
I can't believe he runs back out in the middle like everything was going to be fine. There's a trade back from Zontix, but more men in mid. IEM fires off immediately and Donk taps back. We somehow end up at a 3-on-3, even though that fake looked like it would work wonders. It still gets close, but NaVi will take the pistol. Chopper calling for an immediate rotate around, or whoever for Team Spirit, and that one leaves them very out of position as NaVi move in. And I think if you're NaVi, you're even surprised at just how well that worked.
Yeah, that's like still deadly close on a retake. Comes down to a 1v2. You wonder if Shiro just anchored. We've seen a couple of those today. If Shiro just held his spot in the A side, he could have definitely gotten away with a multi-kill with Julies and close A main. We've seen that 1,000 times. But NaVi, hey, it's basic, but it works wonders. They pulled the wall over Team Spirit's eyes, and we may have a game after all. T-side Anubis is a very nice place to be.
And that seems that, like, maybe the one thing that you could punish Spirit for is over-rotating. We saw that on Nations as well, even though they won that round. And in general, you know, when you're losing big to an extent, the other team, when they're playing with a lot of confidence, they are going to move around the map more. So you have to use those mini fakes or just, you know, fakes in general to get them out of position.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the other side to it, right? It's like, would that call have been the same if this was a far closer game? Probably not.
Please win this one, NaVi, please.
Zontix's Deagle is already making NaVi nervous. It's really the only big ticket item here alongside Donk as well. Zontix gets that spot out in mid. There's the mow down. IEM restores a bit of normality. Some damage done off this Deag, but can't finish the job to wonderful. And so now for Donk, it's just kind of a damage dealing mission. Backstab is in for Magix. They try to give him time. They've whittled IEM down so low over here in the mid doors. Ooh, the spam makes you nervous. But IEM should be good to withstand it. Oh, God, that's nearly a collateral. I mean, he did hit him through the doors. Bloody hell.
Stop.
There's even luck going his way now. What happens when that's the case, man? IEM must be terrified, but at least he gets out with his life. And NaVi successfully withstand the double Deag of Team Spirit.
I mean, that was, Zontix was spamming his Deagle. One more bullet connecting would have been wonderful dead. Like, that round shouldn't be even interesting. It shouldn't even be worth talking about, but Spirit find a way. NaVi closing the gap, baby steps, one at a time. That's all you can tell yourself. Got a full buy coming through for Team Spirit. It's lacking the orb for now.
Seems like a mirror game to what we saw on Ancient, right? Like a lead for Spirit, but NaVi wins the pistol. Perhaps there's a chance.
Psych.
We'll see if the ending can be different to Ancient, but so far looking pretty similar. Oof.
Yeah, lovely nade early on. And a great candidate to have been hit by it as well if you're Spirit. JL softened up. He's the one who's actually had like a good series across the board. Taking the pep out of his step is nice for Team Spirit. They're double layered here with Zontix and Shiro. Flying 2 towards main, and they are about to have a test come their way. Bit usually very proficient here, and he's even got support. A second man in Alexi B.
Oh, these nades.
It looks to move in, but ends up getting locked out. Bit usually fantastic here, but it's Zontix to get the better of him. And so now NaVi need answers elsewhere. Donk down in dark. This smoke a little ways away from fading. Spirit don't feel the pressure to go on any sort of aggro here. They have this one man pushed up in main, and he just drops the smoke.
Big.
Zontix, very smart with this real estate, man. After winning this double, he's kind of longed it out for as long as he can with no util net down, and now he's dropped this smoke in. He slows the push. They're going to try and break it to get past him. Only damage to JL. But now they know this play's coming in at A.
Well played to break, right? They don't wait. They don't allow Zontix to play that on his own timing. They're in the site now. Shiro waiting for the big flank in no hurry to force these kills. Magic's will. Bombs going down, but this smoke is actually a problem for NaVi as they get spammed right through it. Wonderful needs a clutch, and he might be good for it. 5 in the bag! And into the face. 4 kills for Wonderful. NaVi are here to play.
A name we haven't had to say much yet, but what a way to arrive. Wonderful has landed in Katowice, and it's on his back that they find that. Oh, for Spirit, that one's like a gut punch. They thought they'd won the round. They thought they'd done enough, but dancing around default, Wonderful. What a display.
That's sick. It was about time.
Absolute filth from Wonderful.
I mean, those are the rounds that can sometimes re-energize a team, right? They remind you kind of what you're capable of. And so if we get Wonderful switching on, if that's the late activation of NaVi, this one could get a hell of a lot more interesting. They've still got a partially bought Spirit to go up against here. We've seen these rounds get close before. Will that be the round that re-energizes NaVi and brings them back into this series?
The rage buy for Donk, I love it. M4 around pistols, but it might be avoided here. It's rotating through the temple. NaVi are taking A main. Alexi's got a lot to contend with here in mid. He may have the gun for the job, but 2 players tucked in, plus that M4 range getting closer, and it spams him down. Guns gifted to Team Spirit, and a round worth considering, even without the kits.
Brutal. That nade is brutal. Softens them up as they move through camera. And even though there's dinks down range, it's looking nice and clean for NaVi. Alexi, the only casualty, the late lurk up through mid from Ema. Really does drive this one home. It's a NaVi round all day long. And so back to the drawing board for Team Spirit as rifles await them in the next.
Shiro will be able to afford an all, but not too much utility to go along with it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that round from Wonderful really rejuvenates a squad, right? Like a big moment. Usually it was happening to you. Now you're doing it to them. And this is the last time out for Spirit. You know, I was praising Halley for using them in the first half to make sure you get a lot of rounds. But this is going to be it for regulation. The last time he'll be able to speak to his team unless NaVi takes time out of their own. So we'll see. I mean, so far, nothing really to talk about all too much, right? They had a 4v1 that they just didn't convert. They played the round well. So perhaps at this moment, just sort of reminding the players about what they talked about in the pre-game. You know, what is it that NaVi likes to do? Make sure they're still focused and able to close out this game.
So great to see those rounds from Wonderful, man. especially with the boots that he has to fill. Zorping has been incredible, and his rifling is as well, but Donk will show up on Ema outside of the B site.
Alexi just eats that flash.
Takes a certain intuition to know which flashes are info flashes and which ones are opponents pushing with them. He doesn't fire to reveal his position. Bomb is still outside of B. It hits the smoke. He still gets away with a kill. Something to be said for that. Zontix has been solid in A main on both halves.
I mean, that's a fight that's so often been going Zontix's way, right? So to even kind of see Bit approach that with the confidence, like he thinks he can win it. Instead of going slow, he doesn't respect the smoke. He goes straight through, looks to challenge the guy who's been kind of the bane of his existence on that side of the map. And so now Team Spirit, desperate times calling for desperate measures.
Oh, he
set in the back of the site, and one more player here, but Chopper's smoked off. The nades, they might think this is clear now because they get that kill. Magic's one from him. Can he find any more as he's trapped in this smoke? He spams out another. Chopper rains in from CT, and now it's Alexi's time to clutch. Swinging on out, Chopper dead. Magic's low on health. He sees the barrel, but Alexi's gone, and it's Magic's from nowhere with 3 kills in at the back of the site. A smoke spam, his fingers crossed, and that's Team Spirit on double digits.
Donk's death has never been so helpful in a round. It's exactly as you put it, right? They molly, they'd only seen one player, they nade, it kills, and everyone looks away. Everyone pulls nades out, the bomb in hand. Magix is able to spam out a second as well. 3 kills to close it for Team Spirit, and right when you think NaVi are energized, invigorated off of a massive clutch, Spirit put them back down. Lethal injection.
It really is like Ancient, isn't it? Because now, like, we've hit that point where NaVi started to build back into it, and now suddenly we're at a real turning point round. Like, they're all in here. If NaVi lose this one,
if we're truly Ancient,
and they'll eco the next, and
and then what? Then they're buying, and they need 5 in a row. Yeah, it's probably a done deal.
Yeah, Spirit have to win 3 more, and it's over. And
That's
how it works.
That was preface. But then it will really be like Ancient. Right now, I feel like nothing's going to stop that. We need another heroic play out of a NaVi player. Could it be this tag team, Bit and Wonderful, back in A main, B stack? And well, the fake has worked against them, but I don't think they'll bite twice. And they're even going to get aggressive. Chopper, if he clears this completely, as Ema pulls away, I think he got spotted there. So now NaVi know their fake hasn't worked. And how will that change the outcome of the round? They're still going to pop in A main. Zontix dodges the flash. Bit still wins that engagement again. Here's the split. One man on the site. Shira's got to hit some bangers. They're getting closer, and he is overwhelmed. Donk throwing himself around the corner. Has to save the round. The shotgun from across the map. And Magis closes the distance as he chugs away. He can't close the round. NaVi, barely by the skin of their teeth, find an 8th.
Yeah, but the dream is carried forward, right? The embers of this game are not yet extinguished. NaVi are now in with a chance. And once more, it's Bit, who really across these last few rounds has found a lot of impact over here at main. Magis his clutch with the auto shotgun just cut down in its prime.
I mean, these A setups just haven't been working for Spirit outside of that first gun round where Zontix got a double kill, right? That's where NaVi has been finding an advantage. Even though Shiro is there for a double setup, it's just not been that great so far. And Spirit will have to find an answer for that, you know. I wonder if in the next round the call will be a fast B play from NaVi, right? I think that would be a good change of pace. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Still an M4 on Donk in this round. Shiro with an MP9. A kit on Donk as well.
Trying to be the guy peeking in. Oh, he almost gets it. Lexi jiggling for a reaction. Good check from the in-game leader. And Donk going back, Chopper going forward. Tasked with this one-on-one. There's no util supplementing this. So he's got to win it out on the close range. He can't. And now this A-split comes in. Just a solo rifle. Surely no chance for Donk. He'll take a kill, but this is still NaVi edging closer and closer to an even scoreline.
I would love a kill here in middle.
Make that AWP money. Lost bonus is maxed. He's going to have it regardless. Magix is here. If only he had a kit.
Or an auto shotgun, apparently. Turning it back to Shiro is ballsy, but this does mean Magix is dead. I guess that never gets calmed along. Shiro, good for one in mid, and now can look to grab that AK. That's a nice little save for Spirit at least, but this gap is well and truly closing up. And so we had some questions, right? You wanted to see Team Spirit, when they're getting tested, when the game gets close, are they able to dust themselves down and pick themselves right back up? Because right now, Zontix, while he was stellar in that first half, and he even found some early successes over here towards A, as you highlighted, Janko, he's been a kind of persistent opener for NaVi, and this A site is starting to crumble under the weight of the NaVi T side. What's the adjustment going to be? The task now falls to Chopper to try and piece this one together. And NaVi are becoming more and more aware as to this A main position being a problem for Spirit. So this is where the mind games pick up again.
And it's not going to be a fast B play from NaVi. Magis can donker there, just opening default. Instead, it's a more heavy A lane from Spirit because of all the A main problems, but it's a delayed B hit from NaVi.
The Yuto needs to go out soon. Dogs in the open, they come swinging out of main. Magic's blinded, also the same problem, and this is a brutal execute for NaVi. They take 2 heads and they take the round just like that. Very well done, akin to how Spirit did it as well in their T side. A lot of pressure on Dark, players looking the wrong way, and then just running out long.
Yeah, just a delayed B hit, right? It's to be expected that Spirit was going to put more focus on A side, A main, right? Also because most of the times when NaVi hits A, there's also players mid, right? It's never just like a full 4 or 5 guys going A main. So a great way to change it up from Alexi B. Spirit does save 3 weapons, though they will be able to buy in the next round.
That's a sick play for Ema.
2 weapons, and it's maybe even going to get worse. Shiro just tuck in, resist that voice in the back of your head telling you to peek, and he will get out with the AWP.
Double. And NaVi certainly favourite, just given off of the momentum they have. A fantastic T-side, 1 round to show for Spirit. To think this game might have been over if it wasn't for Wonderful pulling out that 1v4.
So now I think Spirit is going to try to do something aggressive, right? Like them laying back hasn't really worked, so let's see if NaVi is ready for that.
Not getting stressed. Ooh, run boost. Wonderful uses it to drop down Donk.
Crazy, he's here so much faster than anyone's expecting, and so Donk, timing's throwing off. That peak goes the way of the AWP. Shiro at least rains out to find an equalizer, find the 4v4. They're going to leave JL down in dark. Meanwhile, Wonderful did leg it back, and he did that loud. So Team Spirit can't go thinking dark is clear, or else they're going to award JL with a kill. Oh dear, those footsteps appear to have really sold Team Spirit. Bit now waiting back in main, and another one of these kills going his way over Zontix. The head-to-head between these two having flipped around massively. Chopper likely already calling for a save here. Wants this round over. He wants it done now. He wants 3 guns to get out of it. And not even that's guaranteed. That kill, I wonder if that entices them back in. It would feel a little desperate with how out of position they are, but the bomb's still not down yet. They're making good timing on this rotate.
Yeah, you definitely look at this one now, finding Alexi and Spawn looking the wrong way. Bit has won his fight v Zontix, but he has to do so much more. Tucked in heaven, he goes for the swing. Chopper, the round rests on that kill, and he keeps it active. 2-on-2, Shiro was already saving. He's drawn back into the round, but JL has a powerful post-plant position.
Chopper's going to lead the way, low HP on the AWP, and he swings out heaven. It's an easy kill for JL. Just Shiro, a missed shot from Wonderful. The hero that kickstarted this whole comeback, now thrust into a 1v1. It's down to the pistols, and Wonderful holds the line. Another clutch from this guy, and that sees NaVi now take the lead. From a 1v4 to kickstart the comeback in the first place, to now a clutch 1v1 versus Shiro to take the lead for NaVi and save the day in a round that felt done a long time ago.
Easier said than done. That is the clutch king of Katowice, the second highest clutcher in Katowice history of Shiro. Only falling 10 behind Zip, who has double the maps played. And Wonderful locks it in. I also love that run boost play out of spawn. He is so fast for after being flung over the mid-molly, down window into Dog. That's quicker than anyone could have ever been there if they went the canal route. Donk is completely caught off guard. We saw him getting frustrated the round before. This one is slipping through Spirit's fingers.
Wonderful cracks it open and Wonderful closes it out.
Oh, now we return to this horrific head-to-head over in main. This time, Zontix realizes the only way to win this game is not to play, and so he doesn't give up that early fight. Not yet, anyhow. Alexi, even though he kind of opened the door to that retake in the last round, he's been finding a lot of room over here in middle, and that's given NaVi so many options. It's made these A splits so lethal, and even in the B rounds, just the passing fear that he's doing this in mid has always kept players for Spirit here.
Oh, the spam, but there's two players. It doesn't matter. Chopper assists Donk with that kill, and there's still Alexi low, and they know about him. 30 seconds, destined to be an A hit, but this dark flank could be massive. The question is, how long does Wonderful hold on to it? They're starting to activate. They won't commit. And actually pulling back through Beach instead is Donk for that safe A rotation. Spirit know exactly what's going on. They've got no nades. They have to win every fight.
Zontix on the swing. It's only damage as once again he's gained the better of, but it's Donk to lay them up with two. Concealed in at the back of the site is Chopper, round in the palm of his hand, and with that kill there, it's stripped away, equalized out at 11 all. A big 2K from Donk, who delivers when the pressure is on, and it tees up Chopper to finish the round.
Yeah.
A tie game again.
And that's the opposite for Zontix, right? He's feeling like he's crumbling under the pressure. Another A main swing, pre-fire, MP9 misses completely. Thank goodness he's done enough damage for Donk to recover a spray like that, and a well-read situation by Team Spirit after NaVi amass a massive comeback in this game.
And the key there was just A main again, right?
Yeah.
This time they're able to sort of delay the take, do damage. And we'll see, this is the final timeout for NaVi as well, so it will be up to the players in these last two rounds to get it done.
I think critically as well, Spirit found a lot of success on the extremities to like open the round, right? Like as mentioned, Alexi's been very annoying over in middle, and he had a teammate there to support him, but they actually did a lot of damage to Alexi. They dealt with his buddy over in mid, and so suddenly, when they only have to worry about main, who knew it, but holding the A site gets that much easier.
Well, nothing gets easier at 11 all. One mistake puts you down in that lower bracket. Drags you potentially to a third map.
Early B nades from NaVi, but that doesn't really bait all that much utility from Spirit. So that gives them an early advantage when it comes to utility.
Magix is begging them to end B with that auto shotgun. But it's just been A hit after A split for NaVi. With the exception of that one round, Ema just busts in with 2 kills on that B bomb site. Bit, who the numbers are only 12 and 18, but the head-to-head is favorable without a doubt in this T side.
Yeah, and it's the impact those kills have had, right? It's how often he's been able to crack open the A site. That's been so valuable to NaVi.
How do they fare here? Going into Donk and the auto shotgun, even with Chopper with assisting utility on this B bomb site. They're coming in through Dark. That smoke is yet to fade, but the bomb is outside of long as well. This is seeming like the end goal for NaVi.
Yeah, Chopper still has a damn near full belt of util. He's missing the smoke, but the molly could prove real valuable as main gets re-smoked now at the 40-second mark, and molly to fall up in towards Dark. Donk's mollied out into the open, but that counter Molotov into Dark denies any immediate punish. Alexi, you Madman. He could have the round on a silver platter right here. With Chopper falling, this B holds down to 2. Alexi's going to break this smoke, but they hear that. Magix turns and deals with it. Donk, this is the moment. He has to deliver now. They're in his bomb site, and it's just the 1 kill. Shiro and Zontix in a 2 versus 3. The money is on the line for Team Spirit, and it just might end up falling apart here. If Shiro goes for this and comes up short, they've got nothing up against NaVi's 12, and so he can't justify it. NaVi on the back of this B play, on the wings of a 3K from JL. They reach map point with the promise of sending us to Mirage, and Team Spirit will not have the funds to battle back. Keeping this AWP in play is paramount. It's going to be the best thing they have in this next round. And so they manage that at least, but not exactly sighs of relief on the back of that.
Again, I want to say, like, all the attention was on that hit with Alexi flanking and the shotgun and Donk in backside, who can only get a kill, but Wonderful found the crucial entry, jumping over the smoke for info and spamming out Chopper, who had a rifle in the B bomb site. That was the breaking point in for NaVi. Wonderful's impact in this game has been unbelievable. It's overtime, or it's a third map. It's Mirage.
And it's a complete change out of NaVi, straight towards B early.
And I don't think there's a way that Spirit turtles again, right? They're going to try to push for info at some point this round.
Well, there won't be long to wait, because NaVi look ready to explode. JL coming in from dark, no nades to be primed. Donk drops his Molotov, but they're ready to go.
Yeah, once more it's Donk and Magix who have to stand and deliver. 1 kill from the shotgun, 1 kill from Donk. But as we saw, 1 kill wasn't enough for this guy last time. Just buying time for the rotates is already big. Chopper falls, Donk can't quite turn in time, and it's only Zontix left standing. His game started to fall apart in main, and now he's thrust into a 1v2 while he's feeling ice cold. He was the first wheel to fall off the wagon for Team Spirit. And so expecting him to 1v2 here, surely this is asking too much.
If he's weighing out the smoke with no kit, he's hoping and praying. There's no way he's got to go through. NaVi, after a 9-3 down half, have clawed this game back well and truly. Mirage is our battleground for the finale, and Zontix is simple luck. What a game for NaVi, right when you're ready to write them off. They pull a monstrous game on the T side of Anubis, and we will have to end this on the 3rd.